How you doing, YouTube? Rick Ross, president here with Zach again. He doesn't have a name.
I do, but it doesn't matter.
Back for another episode of CBTV. This will be episode 3. And boy, what an episode we are doing this on. Herschel.
No, I don't want to go.
You okay? Do we need to reshoot?
No, I'm just going to swallow it. It's gone now.
Okay. So we're doing this relating to the mid-season finale, which I'm sure you guys watched.
And if you haven't, don't watch this video.
Already watching.
No, turn it off now. Don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, don't watch it anymore if you haven't watched it. Go watch
all the spoilers.
Holy crap. What did you think?
I was so, I just kept being like, feel my heartbeat, feel my heartbeat.
Yeah, me and him were watching together, right here, basically, in the same spot. Every time a commercial would come on, I'd be like,
no!
And every time it would come back on, I'd be like, no, wait, do I want it to come back on, or I don't? Because I didn't want it to end.
I really want it to come back on.
But, what an amazing episode. This is probably one of the best episodes.
I said it was the most tense episode I've ever seen of Walking Dead. Besides, maybe the only thing that could rival it was when Herschel's farms get
that was
season 2.
Because they put in so many little things in this episode that you're like, like the whole time. But we're gonna get started with the questions here. 5 questions again. That same 5th question, and we're gonna get started with question 1. This is all related to this episode and the future of The Walking Dead in the second half of the season.
Question 1. Will it take the group the rest of season 4 to find each other?
So at the end of the episode, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. They're kind of spread out and going off, and nobody knows what's going on. They're just trying to get out of there and not die. And this episode was literally almost exactly like the comics. And in the comics, what happens is they do get split up. Rick and Carl end up going off together. Maggie and Glenn actually leave together before the whole prison fight, and with Sophia. Sophia's alive at this time, so and they go off back to Herschel's farm. Tyrese and a bunch of the other major characters that are alive on the show are dead by this point, and I think Michonne ends up by herself for a while. She ends up meeting back up with Rick and Carl pretty soon. But all in all, they meet up relatively soon after this in the comics, because I guess they kind of know each other in the comics by now, enough to where they kind of think they like each other, and Rick probably knows that Maggie and Glenn are going to go to Herschel's farm or somewhere that they know and in that area. Michonne's probably going to wander around, just be creepy like she does, and so I think Rick and Carl end up finding Michonne, and it doesn't take long for them to really find each other again. They kind of just randomly run into each other in the comics. It's really weird because they literally go off in different directions and run into each other. So I don't think it would take too long. I say one or two episodes, maybe 3, and they'll all be relatively close to each other and back together. So
I agree. I don't think it's going to take very long at all, because I think they made that mistake with Sophia.
Yeah.
And they understood we can't just have episodes of people looking for someone. It's really, really boring.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe an episode at the most.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back. I also think that them being split up is going to be a good way to bring Morgan back into it. Rick and Carl are going to go back to their house.
Yeah.
And find Morgan. And that's going to be the way he comes back into it.
Yeah, in the comics they go back and they find Morgan, and they kind of already did that in the show. They found out what happened with Morgan and Dwayne, is his son, but they don't actually go see Morgan until after the prison in the comics, but they already did it before. So they could do that. It could be a thing that they actually put in, or it could have already been done before, and just with the actor, whoever played Morgan, is just I don't want to show up anymore. So
hopefully the group has a plan B, because they've talked about it.
Maggie better have a plan B.
If the prison walls fall down, this is where we need to go. This is where we need to be, because it's already happened at Herschel's farm. They're like, well, that was just pure luck that we all got here.
I think Rick's just we're gonna stay here for the rest of our lives.
We're gonna go back to the highway for Sophia.
We're gonna find her.
So I don't think it's gonna take very long.
Yeah.
Question 2. Do you think Carol actually killed Karen David, or was it someone else?
From a comic book perspective, Carol's dead at this point in the comics.
So no, she could.
But I mean, basing off of Carol's character in the comics at this point in time, I think it's actually very possible that she did kill Karen David because she was very, very unstable, mentally unstable in the comics at this point in time. I mean, the way she went out is that she, like I said a couple episodes ago, I think the first episode where she wanted to marry Rick and Tyrese, and like she let a walker come up to her and like bite her and everything like that. So like she was really mentally unstable. So I think if this storyline were to happen in the comics, I think that she could be actually the possibility of it. So,
I think from a TV point of view, I'm sticking my tongue out when you were looking down. I think from a TV point of view, I don't think she did it because I think that it's all about those twists. I've said it before, and they're just gonna keep trying to make you think one thing and then do something else. I don't think she killed him.
I mean, the whole thing with Tyrese in the basement, like there was like a squirrel that was like looked like it had been pinned down, and somebody was like ripped it apart, and like looking at its inside, and like it was weird.
So I don't think she did it. I think she's covering up, and I think that she's covering up for her name escapes me, but the main girl.
Sasha.
Is it Sasha? No, not Sasha. The little girl.
Lizzie.
Take care of Lizzie. Yeah. I think that she's covering up for her. I think she knows that Lizzie did it, and she's covering up. I think that Lizzie is the one who actually killed them.
All right.
Question 3: how do you think Herschel's death will affect everyone else?
Can we skip that question?
No!
How do I think Herschel's death is going to affect everyone else?
It's affected us, and we don't even
show. In the comics, it's a huge part because Maggie and Glenn, Maggie really like grows up in the comics after she finds out that Herschel, her dad died because. No, that wasn't freaking out. But she really grows up, and she's more. Before the prison, she was more like, I'm just here, just trying to do my own thing. And now afterwards, she's like, okay, I have a husband at this point in time. Her and Glenn are married, and I need to survive. So now that I know my dad's gone, I don't have anyone else. So I need to survive and take care of Sophia, who she has at this time, and I need to do whatever I can to survive. Other than that, it affected everyone else, of course, but I mean, they didn't like spawn any like new, ideas or any kind of new ways of living out of it. They were just kind of like, oh no, Herschel's dead, but there's still more crap happening, so we kind of got to get over it as fast as we can because we can't, sit there and focus on it, or we're gonna die. So
I agree with that. We can't sit there and focus on it because again, they learned their lesson from Sophia.
I mean, in the TV show, you see whenever like Herschel, whenever he gets decapitated, like Maggie and Beth, they have that emotional moment, and then they're just like, they're like, I gotta go.
Yeah, Maggie's like, you have a job. We both have jobs. Let's do this. It's not about Dad being dead right now. It's about us surviving. And so I think that it's gonna affect them more like in quiet moments. Like maybe it'll show a couple crying scenes. They'll be by themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna affect them overall, really. Because it's just they can't just keep that going.
Yeah.
It's gonna affect, they're gonna be sad. It's gonna be like a T-Dog thing. Like,
yeah,
sad. They're like, oh man.
The way that the situation is there right now, zombie post-apocalyptic world,
and they're split up. They're all by themselves. They don't really have any time to grieve right now. They just gotta think about themselves.
Number 4.
Maybe a very controversial question that even the Talking Dead wouldn't touch, but CBTV will. Is Judith dead?
Judith, little ass kicker, the little baby of Rick and Lori, or Shane and Lori. We don't know.
Rick. It looks like Shane.
It looks like a blonde Daryl. It's probably Daryl's baby.
I kept going like this.
So, in the comics at this point, Judith dies during the prison, fiasco. So, by the comic book's perspective, if I'm going by that, I do believe that Judith's dead. They did show the car seat at the end with the blood fill on it. If you do watch The Talking Dead, some do and some don't. They didn't put Judith in the memoriam or whatever of The Talking Dead. They usually do that when somebody's dead for sure. But then again, Talking Dead might not know, so they might not know what to do about it. So that's why they didn't put it in, because they didn't want to be wrong. So I think, if I'm going by a comic perspective, that she is dead, and that it's really going to affect Rick and Carl later on.
I have kind of a double side on this one. If the producers of the TV show want to keep her dead, I think they did it. I don't want to say tasteful, but for lack of a better word, tasteful, because you don't see her die. It's just kind of a bloody car seat. You understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I think that if they want to keep her dead, they did it in a way that's not that offensive, I guess. They killed a 3 or 4 month year old baby. No, she's older than that, 7 or 8 months.
She's pretty old.
Yeah, on TV, and they got away with it basically. But I think if they wanted to keep her alive, that showing just the bloody car seat is a good way to make Rick snap and to make that more interesting. The dynamic between Rick and Carl, now that they're just by themselves, and Carl has to kind of take care of his dad, and it kind of flips. Yeah. But Judith could still be alive. Someone could have grabbed her. I think that's very possible. So I really think it's just whatever they want to do. I honestly have no idea from a TV perspective. In a show like this, it's not very smart to have a baby around, I don't think. Because there's always going to be that added, like, you have to take care of the baby, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they have to find food for it. Yeah. Like, baby's a completely different scenario than someone adult. Like, it's a completely different way to take care of it.
I think it's more work than what it's worth to keep Judith around right now.
Yeah.
But she might still be around. I don't know. And finally, question 5. What was this? I didn't even look for this one. I picked it up. What characters do you think are going to die soon? We did not get any of the ones right that we thought, except for one.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people that like swap places, since in the comics. And in the comics, Tyrese is the one that got his head chopped off. Herschel got shot by the governor, I believe, or some other person. So right now, who we still have alive, we still have Beth, we still have Daryl, Maggie, Glenn, Tyrese, Sasha. Yeah, everyone that was there, but Herschel and the governor, and surrounded.
Every one of the main.
Yeah. So as they're trying to find each other these next couple episodes, I think that Sasha is going to bite the dust, and that's going to turn Tyrese into even more of a leader type person. I really think she's going to. I think she's kind of going to fill the role of Tyrese's daughter in the comics, because Tyrese's daughter, she dies in the comics around this time, so I think that's going to fill that role. Tyrese, I think he could die on the next couple episodes, just like could meet something. I don't know. It's hard now because they really did like not kill as many people as I thought they would. Like compared to the comics, and some of the characters like were long gone in the comics, so they are swaying a little bit. But Tyrese and Sasha are the only two I can see for the next 3-4 episodes, and possibly Carol. she needs to go because she's been gone from the comics for a while now. But I don't know. Everybody likes her, so.
I only got the one right. I said that I thought the governor was going to die in the season finale.
Yeah, I got Herschel.
I don't think I said Herschel. I don't think I did.
I said Herschel and the governor, and then a bunch of other people.
I don't think I said Herschel. But I'm still keeping my answers. I'm just moving them to the next episode. I still think really Beth and Sasha are the only expendable ones right now. Tyrese might be injured, but I don't think he's going to die. I think that Lizzie and her sister are very close to being killed.
Yeah. I think there's a big kind of storyline there in the comics that I'm sure they'll touch with on the TV show. So we'll probably have to talk about that in the next episode, because that'll probably be something that I can explain to you guys what actually happened with that and how they're taking a different role on it. So
I think that they're close to dying. I think Rick, Carl, Daryl.
I thought you were going to Rick, Carl, Daryl. They're all close to dying.
They're all close to dying. Everyone's going to die. Daryl's going to get his arm chopped off and put it with an automatic crossbow. But really, honestly, Beth and Sasha, I think maybe Carol, but that's after she has led them to somewhere. Like if she leads them to a safe place, then I think Carol can die. But right now, Carol, I don't think she can die right now in the context of how she would lead the show. I don't think she can die after being her.
All right, guys, that will wrap up the 5 questions, and that will also wrap us up for a while until February 9th. Probably sometime within the next few days after that, because that's when it that 2 months, which sucks, but it'll be better than waiting for the summer for it to come back in October. So thank you guys for watching again. Tune into my next video. I'm doing a giveaway. Do you want free stuff?
I'm not gonna tune in. I'll just steal it from your reminder.
look for that, and thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you like the video, comment, and tell us how much you hate Zach.
As much as I hate myself.
And we'll see you guys in February.
Bye. I love you. Not you though, Hayden.